Steven, if you think I let you go just so you can get on with your life, you're one bearded lady short of a freak show.
Now you scaring me too.
Family Matters might have been one of the most wholesome sitcoms of the 90s, but behind the scenes, things weren't always as cheerful. Understandably, many of the cast members did not like the new direction the series began to take when nerd next-door Steve Urkel became the surprise star of the show, and there were plenty of cast shakeups over its impressive 9-season run. In addition, some of the cast members have gotten into legal trouble in the years since the show ended. Now, Jaimee Foxworth is opening up about some of the darker secrets from the Family Matters set. Let's dive into the untold stories and hidden truths of the show. The cast of Family Matters resented Steve Urkel. Family Matters is often remembered for its wholesome, family-friendly vibe, but the show's most iconic and valuable asset was a surprise addition. Jaleel White's Steve Urkel, with his distinctive whiny voice and geeky charm, was not part of the original series plan. Initially introduced halfway through the first season, Urkel was merely a quirky neighbor who pestered teenager Laura Winslow, harboring an unrequited crush. His unexpected popularity, however, transformed him from a secondary character into the show's central figure, earning his face a spot on countless lunchboxes, dolls, T-shirts, and even cereal boxes. As Jo Marie Payton, Harriet Winslow recounted to TV series finale, the change was a significant surprise. Producers Bill Bickley and Michael Warren gathered Payton, Thelma Hopkins, Aunt Rachel, and Reginald VelJohnson, Carl Winslow, to announce that ABC wanted to shift the show's focus entirely to Urkel. While the cast members adapted to the new direction and benefited financially from Urkel's success, the abrupt change caused tension. "It was a real shocker to all of us, you know what I mean?" Payton said. Jaleel White acknowledged the strain in the early days. "Things were definitely strained in the early going. There was a division between myself and the rest of the cast, but over 9 years and 215 episodes, obviously relationships get better," he told Vanity Fair. The transition was rocky, but it ultimately defined Family Matters and became a defining feature of its legacy. Judy Winslow disappeared from Family Matters. In the early seasons of Family Matters, the Winslow family was complete with 3 children, Eddie, Laura, and the youngest, Judy, played by Jaimee Foxworth. However, by the end of the 4th season, Judy mysteriously vanished from the show without a trace or any explanation. Fans might have speculated that Steve Urkel's wacky inventions were to blame, but the truth was more mundane and disheartening. Jaimee Foxworth revealed to The Root that Judy's abrupt disappearance was a decision made by the show's producers, who felt that the character was no longer needed and assumed that viewers would not notice her absence. "The producers felt that they could do it and no one would notice," Foxworth explained. "They figured they could just throw me away. No explanation at all. Some of my cast members knew before I did." Despite efforts from her on-screen mother, Jo Marie Payton, to convince the producers to keep Judy around, the decision was final. Foxworth's departure from the show marked the beginning of a challenging period. She briefly pursued a music career, joining her 2 older sisters in the R&B group SHE, which released 1 album, Three's a Charm, in 1997 before disbanding due to lack of success. At 19 and facing financial difficulties, Foxworth turned to adult films under the stage name Crave. She appeared in several projects, including Booty Talk 20 and My Baby Got Back 29. In a candid interview on the Dr. Oz show, Foxworth revealed that her foray into the adult industry was also a form of rebellion against her very strict upbringing, though she eventually felt uncomfortable with this choice and stopped performing in adult films in 2002. Jaimee Foxworth fought some demons after Family Matters. Despite making strides in her professional life, Jaimee Foxworth continued to face significant personal challenges long after Family Matters ended. During the 2000s, Foxworth struggled with severe alcohol and marijuana dependence, compounded by mental health issues. In an interview on the Dr. Oz show, she candidly shared her battle. "It got bad for me," she admitted. "For most people, drinking and smoking weed might not seem like a big deal, but for me, with my depression, it became a way to isolate myself." Foxworth described how her substance use led her to withdraw from social interactions, spending most of her time alone in her bedroom, high and disconnected from the world. Recognizing that she had cut herself off from friends and the outside world was a wake-up call. She realized that she needed to seek help to address her issues. In 2008, Foxworth took a step towards recovery by participating in VH1's Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew. However, she continued to use marijuana for a few months after the show. The turning point came when she discovered she was pregnant, which motivated her to quit marijuana for good. This significant life event marked the beginning of her commitment to overcoming her addiction and rebuilding her life. Family Matters' Darius McCrary had a messy divorce. 2 weeks after Tammy Bronner secured a restraining order against Darius McCrary, McCrary obtained a restraining order against Bronner. TMZ reported that McCrary accused Bronner of having violent tendencies, alleging that she threw a hot iron at him, causing a second-degree burn on his chest. The legal battle between the two escalated, and in the wake of these restraining orders, Bronner filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences in her legal documents. In her filing, Bronner requested that McCrary be prohibited from seeing their daughter until he received treatment for substance abuse and attended domestic abuse intervention sessions. Nearly 2 years later, the couple reached a divorce settlement. Bronner was granted both legal and physical custody of their daughter, with McCrary allowed weekly visits under the condition that a court-appointed monitor would supervise the first 20 visits. The court also mandated that McCrary seek treatment for his issues with alcohol, drugs, and violence, and attend parenting classes. Additionally, McCrary was ordered to pay $1 to $366 per month in child support, a significant increase from the $29 monthly payments he was previously required to make in 2018. At that time, The Blast reported that McCrary's acting career yielded a monthly income of only $462, which had resulted in a low-income adjustment for his child support payments. Ironically, McCrary had once founded Father's Care, an organization dedicated to helping men become more effective and responsible fathers, highlighting a stark contrast between his past advocacy and his current personal struggles. Darius McCrary's Post-Family Matters restraining order. In 2014, Darius McCrary, best known for his role as Eddie Winslow on Family Matters, married Tammy Bronner, a player with the Harlem Globetrotters. However, by 2017, their marriage had unraveled dramatically. The dissolution of their marriage took a dark turn when Bronner obtained a restraining order against McCrary, alleging multiple instances of abuse against her and their infant daughter. Bronner accused McCrary of becoming increasingly violent due to his excessive drinking and drug use. She claimed that he physically abused her and even threatened their daughter by holding her over a pot of boiling water while shouting about how he wished she had never been born. On another occasion, Bronner described a frightening scene where McCrary, in a fit of rage, threw picture frames around the house, narrowly missing anyone. This wasn't McCrary's first encounter with such allegations. His previous wife, Karen Steffens, had also accused him of multiple acts of domestic violence. In response to these allegations, McCrary was ordered to vacate the family home and stay at least 100 yards away from both Bronner and their daughter. McCrary's attorney countered by accusing Bronner of being a predator who was attempting to extort money from him and gain an unfair advantage in their divorce and custody dispute. Meanwhile, McCrary took to Instagram to defend himself, posting a photo of himself with his daughter and dismissing the allegations, captioning it with, "Yay right. Sad some people will do anything to make that your TMZ." Jaleel White also had domestic disputes after Family Matters. Darius McCrary's Family Matters co-star Jaleel White faced his own set of serious allegations, which emerged in 2012. Bridget Hardy, White's former girlfriend and the mother of his daughter, accused him of violence that allegedly took place 2 years prior. According to Hardy, their relationship deteriorated dramatically after she discovered evidence of infidelity on White's phone. Hardy claimed that when she confronted White about the cheating, he reacted with anger, striking her across the chest area. The situation escalated further when he allegedly pushed her into a toilet, which broke upon impact. Following this incident, Hardy left the house with their daughter on a planned out-of-town trip. Upon their return, she found that White had changed the locks and moved all of her belongings into a storage facility. When Hardy went public with her accusations, White dismissed the claims as baseless. In a statement, he remarked, "When you're doing well in life, it's par for the course that certain individuals will try and knock you down." He added that the situation was especially painful, given that Hardy was the mother of his only child. White also suggested to People that Hardy's public accusations were a strategic move in their child custody dispute. Jaleel White went off on his Dancing with the Stars partner. In 2012, Jaleel White found himself on the set of ABC's Dancing with the Stars. At this point in his career, White was a familiar face seeking to reignite his star power, making him a fitting choice for the show. Paired with veteran DWTS professional Kim Johnson, White faced the high-pressure demands of the competition. However, White's time on the show was marred by a dramatic outburst. During an intense rehearsal, White accidentally stepped on Johnson's foot. While Johnson's reaction was a simple, "ouch," White's response was far from calm. He aggressively confronted Johnson, berating her for what he perceived as overreacting and even called her an idiot. The confrontation left Johnson in tears, prompting her to quickly exit the scene. White's frustration didn't stop there. He directed his ire towards the producers, accusing them of pairing him with a stupid partner. As the tension escalated, fellow contestant Donald Driver attempted to calm White down, but his efforts were in vain. The situation reached a boiling point when White erupted at pro dancer Mark Ballas, exclaiming, "You remind me of that annoying sitcom neighbor who gets into everyone's face." Eventually, producers had no choice but to send White home for the day, hoping to restore order on the set. Jaleel White was almost Rudy on The Cosby Show. Jaleel White came close to achieving television stardom even earlier on another groundbreaking family sitcom, The Cosby Show. In the early 80s, White auditioned for the role of Rudy Huxtable, the youngest member of the Huxtable family. With high hopes and confidence, White was on the brink of securing the role. His agent had even advised his family to start looking for a new home in New York, where the show was filmed. White attended what was supposed to be a final, routine audition for NBC executives, feeling certain the role was his. However, White's certainty was shaken when he encountered a young girl, Keisha Knight Pulliam, also auditioning for Rudy. This moment made White realize the competition was still very much alive. "That was my first time walking into a room of 30 people staring at you going, 'Okay, make me laugh,'" White recounted to Vanity Fair. Ultimately, the role went to Knight Pulliam, a decision driven by creator and star Bill Cosby's desire to align the character with his own family's dynamics. Cosby wanted Rudy to be a female character, reflecting his real-life family setup. White, only 8 years old at the time, faced the disappointment head-on. "They were in such a hurry to get to New York and start filming that they came out and picked the kids one by one right in front of all of us," he recalled. "The rest of us all went home crying. Remember when Family Matters got a whole new mom?" Family Matters originally served as a platform for Jo Marie Payton, who brought the character of Harriet Winslow to life on Perfect Strangers before the spin-off. However, Payton decided to leave the series in 1997, midway through its 9th and final season. She had long yearned to explore new creative avenues, and a couple of years prior, she had been offered a role in a biopic about gospel legend Mahalia Jackson. Unfortunately, her commitment to Family Matters prevented her from accepting the opportunity, despite her efforts to persuade ABC to offer her additional projects. "I would go into ABC with my agent every year, and we would ask for just another project, something else to do," Payton shared with TV series finale. She pointed out that while colleagues like Bob Saget were able to branch out with projects like America's Funniest Home Videos, she struggled to secure similar opportunities. So, when her contract expired after 8 seasons, she agreed to a short extension for the first half of the 9th season. The decision to recast Harriet's role with Judy Ann Elder created significant challenges for the cast. Reginald VelJohnson, who played Carl Winslow, described the experience as akin to getting a divorce and marrying somebody else after 9 years working with Payton. "It was weird," he told Entertainment Weekly. Darius McCrary, who played Eddie Winslow, also felt the impact deeply, expressing that while he had no disrespect for Elder, her arrival made him feel as though his on-screen mother had been taken away. There were 2 Harriets, too. Jo Marie Payton's departure from Family Matters, midway through its 9th and final season, was surrounded by speculation and rumors, with many attributing her exit to Urkel fatigue. The role of Harriet Winslow was taken over by Judy Ann Elder for the remainder of the series. However, Payton clarified the situation in a 2010 interview with TV series finale, revealing a different perspective on her exit. Payton explained that her decision to leave was driven by a desire for new creative challenges rather than any dissatisfaction with the show or its star, Jaleel White. "I just wanted something else to do, just to energize me a little bit more, on the creative side," she said. Although she had considered leaving before the final season, it was only during season 9 that she was contractually able to do so. "I was like a free agent," Payton noted. She had recently recorded a jazz album and was ready to explore new opportunities. When CBS approached her to return and help transition the show to its new network, she agreed to return for half of the season, specifically 8 episodes. She had the option to leave afterward and chose to exercise it. Addressing the rumors about her supposed frustration with the character of Steve Urkel, Payton was candid. "There were some things being said, and like I said, just ignore it because you know it's not true," she explained. The rumors, she added, were hurtful and unfairly portrayed her as envious of White's success. "The producers didn't want you to know that baby Richie was played by twins. The practice of using twins to portray a single baby character on television is well known, primarily due to California state regulations that limit the number of hours young actors are allowed to work. This requirement ensures that the workload is evenly distributed and adheres to child labor laws. In the case of Family Matters, the role of baby Richie was played by twins, much like the approach used for Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen on Full House. During the first 7 seasons of Full House, the Olsen twins were credited under the combined name Mary-Kate Ashley Olsen, to simplify the credits. Similarly, on Family Matters, the twins who portrayed baby Richie were credited as a single entity, Joseph Julius Wright. This was done to streamline the credits and avoid listing both names separately, just as the Olsens had been credited as a single name. Despite being an all-black show, there was a racist joke made by a producer. In an era when positive portrayals of black love were scarce on television, Family Matters stood out for its authentic representation of a loving black family through Carl and Harriet Winslow. The actors, Reginald VelJohnson and Jo Marie Payton, were committed to ensuring their characters were depicted with dignity and respect. They worked closely with the show's writers to avoid perpetuating stereotypes or introducing any negative implications related to their race or physical appearance, such as colorism or body shaming. Despite their vigilance, a troubling joke about a character named Uncle Cornelius nearly made it to air. During a recent TV One special commemorating the show's 30th anniversary, the cast recounted the incident. In the original script, Uncle Cornelius was depicted as a very dark-skinned character. A line from Jaleel White's character, Steve Urkel, read, "Hi, Uncle Cornelius. How's the baboon heart? Don't let me catch you hanging from the chandelier." When the script was read, Vel Johnson, feeling deeply uncomfortable, hoped it would be revised before filming. When the scene was shot, the joke was still in place, and the camera focused on Uncle Cornelius, a character portrayed by a very dark-skinned actor. The scene became even more offensive when one of the producers suggested adding a banana to the character's hand as a prop. Disturbed by the blatant insensitivity, Vel Johnson turned to Payton, who was equally upset, and demanded action. Vel Johnson intervened and addressed the situation with the producers, ensuring that the joke was removed before the episode aired. His decisive action, alongside Payton's support, prevented the offensive material from reaching viewers, highlighting the cast's dedication to upholding integrity and respect on the show. This behind-the-scenes glimpse into family matters not only showcases the cast's commitment to positive representation, but also highlights the challenges they faced in preserving the integrity of their show. Who do you think was the greatest sitcom family of the 90s? Share your comments below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into family matters, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay tuned.